Hello, this is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com here with a wrap up from my mono red Magda the Hoardmaster Dragons in Modern deck. I just finished my last test match. I played a total of 10. Not all of them were full matches. Opponents scooped early, whether they won or lost. It was the free zone. I got enough full matches in though and enough practice. I think I'm ready to try to run it through a league. So thoughts and impressions. I mean, the deck's super fun. If you like dragons, if you like mono red, if you like some of the cards you see in this deck list, man, it's so much fun. It is definitely a mid-range strategy. It has some really aggressive fast starts. We saw on the back of Urza Saga just beat downs from turn 4, turn 5, game over. We saw Stingerback Terror in one of our games really come through and put on pressure, close out a game quickly. It's just the treasure tokens. I love it. Like, I'm a Gruul Dragons player at heart when it comes to the dragons, and I miss my mana ramp. Strike It Rich functions just like that. I mean, yeah, we only get the one-time use out of it, but it's often enough just to do it once to get ahead and cast a 3-drop on turn 2. So it gives mono red that access to mana ramp that you splash green for, or you play green for. Super powerful, and it synergizes really well with the constructs. We only got to see that once, where we were able to flashback Striker Rich, grow our constructs, and attack through what our opponent was doing. But the potential's there, right? And that's what makes this deck so appealing and so exciting and so much fun to play, is that there's so many different angles of play and lines of play to it. It's just a pile of mono red cards, but I mean, man, we're playing some of the best cards in Modern, and Ragavan, Fable, even Bone Crusher Giant, who doesn't see a lot of play, is so powerful. And then we have all these fun new cards that synergize really well together. Yeah, there's many lines, finding the right one, executing it. That's the challenge, and that's the fun of it. Other things that I was really impressed with, we got to do our Terror of the Peaks into Stingerback Terror once and won the game that way. Overall, though, they're just big beaters that close out games fast. We can get Terror of the Peaks down as early as turn 3. We almost got there before Thoughtseize took it out of our hand. Atsushi had its best moment against us when our opponent stole it with Ragavan, but it's a powerful 4/4 threat that people don't want to answer. So it's either going to get through some damage or get us some value. I might want to go down a single copy of the Atsushi and a single copy of the Magda. I'm not sure what I'd add in, to be honest, but that was the biggest disappointment of the deck, is Magda the Hoardmaster, and it's not her fault. Excuse me. It's not her fault. She needs a lot of treasures to function, and we just, unless she's in our hand, if we're making treasures, if we're using our treasures to get ahead on board, play 2 spells in a turn. And even when she is in our hand, if we have treasures, a lot of times it's just a more powerful play to ramp into a turn 2 Fable of the Mirror Breaker, rather than sandbag treasures in the hopes of getting a single 4/4 later in the game. So I might need to do a little bit of digging and research into other cards to make treasure tokens or ways to double up token production. Maybe we splash, and I know there are ways out there, and there are new ways, and Wizards keeps printing them for the sake of Commander especially. Or maybe she's best in the Gruul deck I tried already, where we play a Gold Vein Hydra that when it dies it makes the treasure tokens, and that way that's maybe just her best home. But we didn't, I mean, this is like, what, we played 10 matches with this deck and maybe 5 with the other Gruul deck, and we didn't make, I don't think, a single Scorpion Dragon token. So that should tell you something. But we're going to keep working on it and keep trying to figure out a way to find her best home. If you have thoughts on what to put in her place, or what you think I should put in place of one of her and one Atsushi to make this deck better, to solve some of its issues. It's, like I said, a mid-range. It can be slow, dirtily, maybe not dirtily, but grindy. If you have some ideas on that front, let me know. Maybe just a little bit more removal early on. Anyway, it's super fun. The sideboard, I tried Blood Moon, wasn't impressed because we're an Urza Saga deck. We nerfed our own Urza Saga, so that was fun. Magebane Lizard, I think it's a good card. It definitely annoys your opponent. We don't necessarily have enough burn to punish them for those 1 extra points of damage, but maybe we bring it in with Rolling Vortex. I don't know. Alpine Moon, it's there for a reason. It does its job when you need it. When Brotherhood's in, we didn't really need it this game, or this 10 matches, more or less, but it's good against Go Wide. It does hurt our own artifact strategy, so be aware. And then Relic, we didn't see much. We didn't see many graveyard shenanigans. But then again, it might be different in the league. So we could theoretically get some 1-mana artifacts that might help hate, or just 2-mana artifacts that hate on some of them top decks. We didn't see Yawgmoth. We saw Izzet a few times. We didn't see Amulet Titan, and we didn't see any graveyard shenanigans, and we didn't even see Rakdos Scam. So those are some of the best decks we dodged. And I don't know how. That's why you run it through a league to see how that plays against those. But I think we have enough game to keep up. At least have some fun games. Go for that magical 2/3 that we seem to get. The other thing we have to decide is if we want to take out one of these cards for a 23rd land. We saw we got punished a few times there, especially at the end with missing land drops. Anyway, super fun deck. Hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Let me know in the comments how you do things differently, where I missed a good line, how you tweak the deck, what you enjoyed, what you didn't. Click that subscribe button on YouTube. Everybody counts. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. This is Johnny Cycles for CyclesGaming.com.
This is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, and this has been another edition of Dragons in Modern. Be sure to go to my site and check out all of my original Magic the Gathering content, where I post articles and video of my janky modern brews in my commander decks. I'm also publishing a couple chapters every month for my science fiction fantasy novel called The Pod Kind. Check me out on YouTube as well. Click that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one.